Hello and welcome to the UK Games Expo 2017, and I'm here at the Modiphious stand, Chris.
Hello.
All right. How's it going?
Good. Still got my voice.
Still got your won't be for long yet.
No. Yeah.
Mine's starting to break, and it's we're beginning the second day at the moment. It's like
it's good.
First thing in the morning, second day, and
there's 10,000 people just rocking up.
Yeah, so. It's just starting to fill up now, isn't it? It's going to be a busy day.
Yeah. Exactly.
So the reason why a lot of people are coming your way, I assume, is because just off camera to your left here, the new Fallout game.
Yes. Yeah. There's a lot of people asking about it.
Yeah.
So it's obviously we only announced it a few weeks back, and it's just been a tsunami of Fallout passion since. And I mean, it's amazing. We started working on it in October last year. Got about 40 sculpts done so far, 40 figures, and it's a skirmish game that is anywhere from 3 to 30 figures.
Okay.
So if you like your Necromunda, Mordheim, it's going to scratch that itch. So it's got your leveling up of your crew, your heroes. You can play on 2 levels. There's either basic grunts or there's characters.
Okay.
So you can have a lot of grunts and like maybe one character leading them, or you could just have a whole bunch of characters. And the characters get access to like the advanced rules. They get a lot more cool stuff that they can do each round. And there's multiple factions, so you can. We're starting off with one starter box with a Soul Survivor, Dogmeat, Preston Garvey, a couple of survivors, and then a bunch of super mutants. And that's your basic game. Gets you all the rules you need. It's a very simple 2-player starter box.
Okay.
And then you can expand from there, so you can get the Super Mutants faction, the Brotherhood of Steel, power armor. You can get the Raiders, the Institute, and
so you have quite a few factions.
Yeah, the Enclave is coming.
Oh, right,
so we're starting with a lot of stuff from Fallout 4, and then working our way back through 3, then 2 and 1.
Cool.
And one of the cool things is, I mean, I've been a wargamer since I was a kid.
Yeah.
So I always ended up, for whatever reason, not having friends to play war games with, and so I wrote a lot of my own rules, solo rules. So I've really made sure we've got a really exciting solo gameplay.
Okay, solo
element.
miniatures game.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's got the first taste of it in the base game, just enough to play.
Yeah.
But with every box you buy, you're going to get more solo activation cards, more Wasteland encounter cards. So you can just play a game where, let's say, you and me grab a character each, just to go exploring, see what we can find.
Okay.
Or we can do a whole battle game against the AI. We can also play co-op because of the AI mechanic. So we could defend our base together.
Yeah.
And we can, a bit like kind of base defense games where you think, oh, this time I'll try loads of missile turrets.
Yeah.
So you can try different strategies with your base defense. So you go, well, okay, let's play a 500 cap. Obviously, it's all in caps. Let's play a 500 cap base defense. The game will run the AI, or you could attack me.
Yeah.
And I might go, oh, I wonder what. He brought loads of super mutants last time, so I'm gonna go for more turrets this time. So you can have a lot of fun like that. And you've also got the whole narrative campaign. Another bugbear of mine is that a lot of war games don't have very deep scenario structures. And there's, of course, a lot of us just want to play a quick battle. Let's see who gets the most points. That's fine. You can do that. But we're really trying to work hard to have a lot of whole narrative campaign. So there'll be a mini campaign that teaches you the rules in the base game, and then there'll be every month there's going to be a new downloadable mission.
Oh, that's cool.
And they're all going to be linked.
Yeah.
And then you'll be able to get big mission packs that have linked narratives, so every mission evolves as you play them.
Yeah.
And there's also mini quests that each faction has as well that you can fulfill just by playing normal games.
Okay.
And so it's there's a lot in there. And the box will kind of give you the taste of that, so you'll be able to choose. In the background, you're building your settlement, so you'll be choosing upgrades for your settlement that affect the gameplay on the table. You'll be choosing perks for your leaders. You'll be getting weapon upgrades, that kind of thing. So it's got all that whole side to it if you want. So you can play a lot more involved game that evolves. You can grow your crew, add more team members, add more little units. So it's units of figures or individual characters that you're playing as well.
And kind of like out of the box, is it going to be like your, say, 40Ks of this world, where it's just going to be the miniatures and some rules, or are you going to include playmats and scenery or anything like that?
So yeah, we're coming out with some great scenery. There's going to be things like the Red Rocket, which is the iconic gas station from Fallout 4. Sanctuary Hills. We just did a big survey, about 7,500 people filled it in. online. So I'm a big believer in knowing what we want to make, but listening to the community about kind of maybe the order that we make it. And maybe there's some stuff pops up in the survey about, you know, which scenery they wanted. That is like, oh, that's interesting. They want that more than that. So we kind of tweak our release schedule to give people what they want first, and try and change how we're going to do the releases. Actually, we were originally going to have starter boxes with rules for each of the factions, and actually what everyone said, no, just gives one starter box, so we don't have to keep getting the same contents again and again. So we do listen to the community and make sure we try and work around what they want.
So Kickstarter or commercial release?
No, it's commercial release. So it's going to be a pre-order on our website and in stores, so you can order in your local store. There'll be some bonuses for ordering up front, and then of course it will come out in stores in November, so, and then all the way through next year onwards.
Cool. So you've also released a new RPG, I believe?
Yes, well, there's Tales from the Loop.
Tales from the Loop,
it's a big release here.
That's a big one,
which is basically Stranger Things meets E.T. It's classic. It's kids on bikes in the 1980s, going round, solving the problems the adults don't see.
Cool.
So, you know, it's set in, there's two settings in the book. It's set in Sweden, which is where the game is from, and in Boulder, Colorado. And it's basically, you know, the government's built this big underground, you know, loop, sort of, you know, a bit like the sort of...
like a Hadron Collider.
Exactly, yeah. Funny you should say that. So, so it's like a big Hadron Collider. And there's also, in this version of the 80s, they also invented anti-gravity machines. So, and they did it a while ago. So they've got all these like big hulking, rusting machines that look a bit alien lying around fields. And it's based on this famous artist, Simon Sjölager from Sweden. He did all this very beautiful 80s artwork with kids just climbing on some weird kind of giant machine. Yeah. And so you're in this sort of little neighbourhood. It could be your neighbourhood, and the government built this facility, and there's weird stuff going on. You've got to get your homework done. You never die in the game because it's your kids. And parents don't understand you, so you can't go to your family and go, oh, we need a gun, there's a monster in the field. They're just like, oh yeah, okay, Johnny, go in, don't worry, we'll go and enjoy your game, we'll have dinner ready at 6, and you've got to be back at 6 for dinner. And but of course you sneak out afterwards with your torch and your bike. So it's really, really cool. It's built on the same system of Mutant Year Zero, Mutant Gen Lab Alpha, Coriolis. So if you know those games, you're going to like it, I think. Yeah. And it's 1980s teenage horror.
Okay. So Steven Spielberg movie, The Game.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. Cool. Exactly.
And I believe you've also got some Star Trek goodies.
Yeah, so Star Trek's the big one, which is going on pre-order on Thursday, the 8th of June, next week. And that's been a huge journey. It's been a dream of mine to do a new Star Trek role-playing game, and we've got the miniatures coming out as well. So there's you've got the crews of the Next Generation Enterprise, the original series Enterprise. You've got Klingons, Romulans, you've got Borg drones, Cardassians, everything you can imagine. A lot of big set of villains like Khan, Data, Lore, everyone else. There's a great one of Lore holding Data's head, looking very cheeky. And we're doing deck plans of like Starfleet ships and star bases. We're doing Romulan and Klingon ships. We're doing Lost Colonies. And then the books are beautiful. I mean, they've got this whole kind of black LCARS design to them. So it's going to look great reading it on your iPad as well, you know. So
it's actually going to look like a computer from the Next Generation.
Yeah, basically,
on your iPad.
That's why we've designed it to look like.
That's what it is, isn't it?
And so we just this week, you might have seen, showed off the Borg Cube, which is ridiculous big Borg Cube collector's set. Yeah, it's 30 centimeters cubed. Yeah, comes with a giant GM screen, it's the biggest GM screen ever made. That is basically the side of a Borg Cube, and it's got a little Starfleet vessel attacking it on one side. And then it's got everything inside it. It's like all the miniatures. We've done this beautiful dice with Key Workshop in command, operations, and science colours. Okay. You know? So you get all the dice. You get a dice tray. You've got a set of character pads. You've got a beautiful miniatures tray. So when you've painted your miniatures, you can put them in there.
Oh, blimey! You've gone all out on this.
Yeah, I mean it's proper beautiful stuff. There's more stuff we're unveiling on StarTrek.com. this week as well about that as well.
Yeah.
'Cause there's a lot more to the package that people haven't seen yet.
Okay.
So, and of course you can just get the core book. We've got a really cool core book. There's a collector's edition with a really nice visual of the 1701D saucer section on it, and then the dice and miniatures and stuff. We've got a whole range coming out, and it's a different approach to Star Trek, because I thought, well, I love Star Trek and I've got a load of books and they all tell me the timeline, they all tell me about Starfleet, and let's not just do it again, because that'd be really boring. So I said, well, look, our whole pitch for this is Starfleet needs a new crew. Now it's our turn to be the crew, and we've actually said it in I think it's 2371, which is the Enterprise is about to crash in the Next Generation film.
Right.
And I don't remember that one again. And so the Dominion War's about to happen. It's real time attention in Federation. You can play the game anytime you want, but this one particular point is really interesting. So what we've done is, like with the typical timeline in the role-playing game book, rather than it being a list of events and times, it's a letter from a Romulan ambassador to his superior about this specific event. It's a coded message from a Klingon agent embedded in Starfleet about this event. So it's all events told from people's perspectives.
Right.
And we're doing that through the whole book. So it's very much a personal approach. It's other people's views of Starfleet and Star Trek, the Prime Directive, why it can go so badly wrong when you break it, and why sometimes it needs to be bent, you know.
Okay.
And then, in each of the books, we've got command, sciences, and operations books that are coming out that give you more ships, more specialist rules, more character creation around command characters.
Yeah.
How to be a commander. There'll be guidance from a friendly admiral, maybe who knew your dad, you know, who is like, listen, buddy, when you're out there on your own, it's you know, you've got to look after the ship, you know, and like all the things that can go wrong.
Yeah.
And it's real personal approaches. Like the sciences book, you know, we're thinking of having Spock giving you advice about being head of the science division, you know, head of science on ship. So it's you know, it's a lot of really interesting you know, different approaches to it.
Yeah.
So, and then we've got a Klingon book. So if you want to rock around being a Klingon crew, there's going to be a whole book for that.
Okay.
And then we've got books for each of the main quadrants, Alpha Quadrant, Beta Quadrant, etc. That gives you a lot more character races and a lot more information on those areas, of course.
So just like Fallout, you've got this kind of, it's going on for, in the future, you've got a plan of what you're going to release in the next
all
2
over
years,
over the next couple of years, and I mean loads of stuff. And there's the miniatures. There's a stripped down version of the role playing game rules in the command book that is basically lets you play a miniatures game.
Okay.
With the miniatures. So if there's just the two of us and the other group haven't turned up, we can just I'll tell you what, you take Kirk and the crew, and we'll have the Enterprise bridge plans, and then I'll attack with some Klingons, you know, and see what happens. So you just play a quick version of the game like that.
Yeah. So when can we expect to see that out?
So pre-order from next Thursday, June the 8th, and then it's coming out. It'll be at Gen Con, so you'll be able to buy a big pile of books at Gen Con with the dice, and it'll be shipping to people who pre-order in August, and then in shops at the end of August. So.
Cool. Well, thank you very much for talking
That's
to
all
us.
right. Yeah, no problem.
Have a good rest of the Expo.
Thanks a lot. Cheers.
Cheers.
All right.